We're going to use standard vertex form, but we're going to use formulas instead of completing the square. So the x value of the vertex or the h value of vertex form, and I'm going to try to color code this here. There's that b and there a, is negative b over 2a, and the y value of the vertex, which is also known as k in vertex form, is c subtract b squared over 4a. Now you may say, well, what's the a, the b, and the c? Where do they come from? Well, they come from standard form. So our general equation of standard form, bx plus c, I'll write these letters in. So here's our a, here's our b, and here's our c. So as long as we can identify them, we can plug these a, b, and c values into these formulas, and then we can directly write it in the vertex form. Plus k. So we have a, h, and k. Okay? So these formulas, just like completing the square is a bit to memorize. If you have to memorize the process for completing the square, you kind of have to memorize these formulas, but once you have them, you can apply them pretty quickly. So I'm going to go through a question we've actually already done. Here it is. I'm going to jump to the next page. I'm going to rewrite the formulas just so we know. The h value or the x value of the vertex is equal to negative b over 2a. And the, oh, you can't see that. There we go. And the k value or the y value of the vertex is equal to c subtract b squared over 4a. Okay, so let's write an equation in standard form. We have negative 5x squared plus 30x plus 1. Okay? Help me out here. What is the a value in this standard form? Perfect. What's the b value? Yep. And what's the c value? Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to plug these formulas in. So the h value of the vertex, or h value or the x value of the vertex, is equal to negative b divided by 2a. Okay, well, since b is 30, we're going to put negative 30 divided by 2 times a value, which is negative 5. Okay? That becomes negative 30 over negative 10, which is actually equal to just positive 3. So the x value of the vertex is positive 3. Okay? This is also the h value in vertex form. So we've got one of the coordinates. And we'll talk about how to plug this right back in. The other formula, a little trickier, is the k value or the y value of the vertex, which is equal to c subtract b, so we've got to have all of them for this one, b squared minus 4 times a. Same concept, we've got to do some substitution. So the c value is 1. So we plug in 1, subtract, b is 30. Okay, we're going to square it. And 4 times negative 5. Okay, a little more to this one here. First, we deal with that fraction. If we think of bedmass, we've got to do with our exponent first. So we have 30 squared is going to be 900. And as long as we have a calculator, this doesn't get too wild or too difficult to deal with. 4 times negative 5 actually gives us 20. Okay? So as I keep going through this, we're going to get, what happened here? Did I do this right? Oh, I think it's okay. Something seems off to me. Okay, hold on. Let's do the division of here. 900 divided by 20 is 45. So we get 1 subtract 45. But why is it negative? It should be positive. It should be positive. I'm wondering if I wrote that formula wrong and it's supposed to be the plus that I had before. Might have been. Silly me. Let me double check. if this is a plus, this answer is supposed to be 46. This is a question we did before. So this value is supposed to be 46. I'm going to double check this plus. I'm going to go back and double check it. Did I make a mistake in substitution? I don't think I did. 30. I wonder if it is supposed to be plus. Okay, so this is the y value of the vertex. So let's assume, it was a plus and we've done that right. I'll double check. We've got our vertex here. So I can actually directly write into vertex form, because remember the general form of vertex is a x minus h squared plus k. Well, we have the a value. Do you know what the a value is? It's the exact same as it was in standard form. In this case, it will. Yeah, that's right, -5. What's our h value here? This one here. It's the x value of the vertex. Yeah. And then what would our k value be? That's right. That's it. Completing the square, all it does is get you to here. So does the formula we made. I'm desperate to check this out. I don't know where I've written this. I feel like I wrote the plus wrong. But I can verify this. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to do it one more time. And we'll do another one we used before. Okay. And if my negative doesn't work, we're going to go by inference. We're going to infer that I've written the formula wrong. Actually, what I'll do is I'll write it the other way. So the x value of the vertex, oops, you can't see that, is equal to, the first one we have right, -b over 2a. The y value of the vertex is c. I'm going to say plus and see if that works out for us, because I do have an answer to this one here on the side, so we'll double check as we go through. We'll label these quickly. We're getting good at it. There's A, there's B, there's C. Okay, simple. Let's do the first formula. The x value of the vertex is equal to negative, this is 16, over 2 times -2. -16 divided by -4 actually gives us +4. Great. So we have 4 as the x value. Y value of the vertex should be C is 1. Again. Yeah, again. Plus B is 16 squared over 4 times -2. 1 plus 16 squared, I don't know. Hey, Google, what's 16 squared?
16 squared is 256.
Okay. And 4 times -2 is -8. This becomes 1. Hey, Google, what's 256 divided by 8?
The answer is 32.
Okay. This should say plus -32. It's -32 because it's a positive divided by a negative, which ends up being just like 1 subtract 32. No, see, that's, the plus is wrong. It should be a negative here. I must have did something wrong on the last equation. It is a negative. I apologize. I'm jumping back and forth between formulas here as I tell you them. This one has an answer of 33. I'm going to check that formula again. I know how to derive it. I didn't do it beforehand. That's my fault. But we have our two values. So for vertex form, the a value is still -2. The h value is whatever the x was. So we subtract, and this one's +4, so we subtract +4. And this becomes +33, and that's it. So this can sometimes be much faster than completing the square if you get used to the formula. I'm going to take a quick glance over here. What did I do wrong? I must have did something wrong here. 130, 900. Oh, I know what I did wrong. There you go. That's what's great about math. Sometimes you go back and you're like, oh, wait. So it is a negative. I did have it right the first time. What I did wrong was this part here. 4 times 5 should be -20. So that should have ended up being minus negative 45, which is the same as saying 1 plus 45, and should have been 46. So it is a negative, that piece there. Sorry about that mix-up. That was my mistake.